We're back for our daily MLB Best Bets here on the channel. Today is April 30th, and we've got a full slate of games for this MLB Wednesday. We've got some early games, as the earliest one today starts at 9:40 for a rescheduled game between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Cincinnati Reds. Our nightcap, 5:05, A's and Rangers, and we've got best bets for both of those games to end and start the day. So before we get into the video, folks, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily MLB best bets here on the channel. Later today, we're going to have our NBA predictions out. Two huge Game 5s. Both the 2 and 3 seeds in the Western Conference and the Houston Rockets and the Los Angeles Lakers are on the brink of elimination. So make sure to check out that video in a couple hours here on the channel. And also on Greedo Plays MMA this week, we've got our UFC Fight Night Des Moines predictions with Corey Sandhagen and Davison Figueiredo in the main event, and with the Professional Fighters League. Professional Fighters League full card predictions, Rob Wilkins and Phil Davis in the main event. Okay, let's get on to the first of our 5 best bets. I clicked on it earlier. Here it is. Again, I got best bets for the first and last games of the day, and obviously some in between. Starting with the 9:40 spot, with the Cardinals and with the Reds. Here at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, Ohio, I'm going with the under on Miles Michaelis' strikeouts. The line is 3.5, which is low. I 100% get it for a starting pitcher. But this is a combination of both how the the Reds have been hitting and the way Michaelis has been pitching. Michaelis has hit this line twice so far this year in 5 starts. Once this year in 5 starts. Go over all of them real quick. 5 1/3 against the Angels, 3 strikeouts. 2 2/3 against the Red Sox, 1 strikeout. The one time he did get this, April 12th against Philadelphia in St. Louis, 5 innings and 6 strikeouts. His 2 starts after that, though, 4 2/3 against the Mets, 1 strikeout. Braves, 6 innings, 2 strikeouts. Yeah, I'm okay with this line. And if you were to give me this line maybe a week and a half ago at Cincinnati when they were playing the Marlins, and when I saw them get, bitched back-to-back games by Max Meyer and against Edward Cabrera, I would consider, okay, maybe, the Reds are going to screw this up and they're going to strike out more than 3 times. I don't think so. This is a Cincinnati team right now on a 5-game winning streak, sure, right? 4 of those are against Miami and Colorado, and the Cardinals, I just don't think highly of at all. But regardless, they're coming off a win over St. Louis in the first game of the series on Monday. They get the doubleheader today, and this team's really not striking out all that much. You look at the last 2 starting pitchers that pitched against Cincinnati, neither of them hit on this line of over 3.5, and I think Payante is a much better strikeout pitcher than Michaelis. The thing about Miles Michaelis is he's at this point of his career. He's 36 years of age. He's basically just a pitch-to-contact guy now. He doesn't have any really good put-away stuff. He's not going to fool you with his off-speed. Michaelis is definitely not going to blow you away with his fastball. So I get it. The Reds, in the past have been a team that's going to strike out a lot, but I think it's real telling. Look at that last game they played against the Cardinals, and by the way, St. Louis team that is just struggling. Payante goes 6 innings. Sorry, he did hit this line, but 6 innings, 4 strikeouts. Guys, what are the odds Michaelis is going to go 6 innings? I highly doubt it, right? I'm okay with this Reds lineup. Ellie has really, limited the strikeouts this season. Obviously, he's hitting the ball really well, batting .270. But there's not, many guys right now that are striking at an exponential rate. I mean, Matt McClain's always going to swing and miss at times. Spencer Steer and obviously De La Cruz. But I kind of like what the Reds have got going on right now against, I will say, a lifeless St. Louis Cardinals team. So again, this is a combination of the way the Reds have been playing recently on that 5-game winning streak that I think will probably continue, as Cincinnati hell right now is in that final wild card spot in the National League. And I get, again, we haven't even gotten to 30 games so far in the year, and we're talking about a wild card appearance. But it's a combination of, again, the way Cincinnati's been playing and Michaelis as well. Again, in 5 starts so far this year, Michaelis has hit on this line once against Philadelphia. His last 2 starts haven't been, great strikeout-wise. Pitching-wise, okay, in general, actually, that Braves start that he had 6 innings, 2 strikeouts, but 0 runs. That's fine. Again, if anything, Cincinnati's going to get themselves out. Michaelis, not a great strikeout pitcher. Again, in 5 starts, 13 strikeouts all year long. I will be damned if he gets more than 3 tonight. And the line here is great. Again, the favorite, I guess, in this strikeout bet is the over. The over is at -120 for 3.5 strikeouts. We're going with the under. 3 strikeouts or less from Miles Michaelis here in the opener in Cincinnati, Ohio. The line is 3.5, and I don't think he's going to get over that. So under 3.5 for Miles Michaelis to kick off the day in the first of the doubleheader between Cincinnati and St. Louis. Okay, let's move on to the second of our 5 best bets. We move to our first of 2 money lines today. We go to Houston, Texas. Let's get this one right this time around with the Tigers. Tigers, Astros, part 3. Run me the Tigers. I think Detroit gets them this time around. So this is actually the second game on the schedule today at 11:10 on MLB Network. There is a combination of reasons why I am all over the Detroit Tigers. I've been enamored. That might be the wrong word. I've been all over this Tigers team all year long. Today, though, I like them especially. They've lost the first 2 games of this road trip, or this road series in Houston. Again, the same team that the Tigers eliminated last year in the wild card round of the playoffs in Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas. But they've dropped the first 2, and again, a team of the caliber of Detroit, being the first place squad in the American League Central, being the best record in the American League right now, I doubt they get swept. I just don't think so, especially, again, with the pitching matchup, which is my second reason for why I feel good about Detroit winning today. Jackson Jobe's on the mound. I think Jobe's great. This is a guy with a 2.7 ERA this season. Had a little bit of trouble in his first couple starts against Seattle and Chicago, but has really settled in since. That start against the Twins, man, a 4-0 victory for the Tigers ultimately, but 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, 0 runs allowed by Jobe. Last start against the Royals, 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 run. And also, Jobe, again, his pitching record might be 2-0. The Tigers are yet to lose when Jobe pitches. Again, this guy is 22 years old. The future is so bright for this Tigers rotation. Again, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but I love this starting rotation for Detroit. Jobe, Flaherty, Mize, Olsen, Skubal. It doesn't get much better than that. And sure, they're going to have their hiccups. They're going to have their games like the first two that they played against Houston where they will lose. I understand that. Every team will. There's a reason they play 162 games. But I really like the Tigers here. Again, it is Jobe a lot. It is that Tigers lineup that, seemingly finds ways to win games. I know, again, the first 2 games of this set against Houston hasn't been ideal for this squad. But I mean, even yesterday, right? They 8 hits, 4 runs. Again, the pitching just didn't show up with Reese Olson. It is what it is. Reese Olson and Will Vest gave up a bunch of runs. It is what it is, right? Blown save, or not blown save, but I guess technically it's a blown save, right? Because he gave up. Well, no. I guess technically it is a blown save, I think. Regardless, I'm fine with that. Again, that's just one of those games. It happens. Jobe's on the mound tonight, and for the Astros, it's another reason why we're going with Detroit tonight. It is AJ Bluebaugh. He's wearing 69. That's crazy. That's actually insane. How many players wear 69 in baseball? I'm not joking. I think this is the first time I've ever seen a number 69 in baseball. It's just not a baseball number. Like, rarely do you see guys in the 60s, like relievers I'll see in the 60s, 70s usually. 69 is crazy. Wow. I'm really shocked. That's insane. Anyways, AJ Bluebaugh pitching tonight for the Astros, 24 years of age. He is currently the number 10 ranked prospect in the Astros organization. I'm not really impressed with anything he's done in the minors, I'm not gonna lie. So far this year for the Sugarland Space Cowboys, he's had 5 starts, 3.86 ERA. So again, that's 21 innings, 9 hits, 10 walks, 1 home run. It is what it is. I mean, that's not a horrible line, but it's just, I don't feel great about it. I don't know. And then you look again what he did last year, splitting time in mostly Sugarland, but some in Corpus Christi as well. As a whole, 3.71 ERA. Not bad stuff, I'm not going to lie, but I am a little bit, questionable of him, again, immediately jumping up, I mean, obviously, but, getting inserted right into a game right now against the Tigers, a team that can put together hits, right? Regardless of how they've played so far in this series, I know this Detroit Tigers lineup is going to find ways to get on base. We're looking at Kerry Carpenter, we're looking at Gleyber Torres, Zach McKinstry, Riley Green, Spencer Torkelson. Those first 5-6 guys in this lineup are nasty. And then again, you will get the platoons, right? You're going to get a Colt Keith or Justin Henry Malloy, a Trey Sweeney, Jace Young, right? And Andy Ibanez, right? I mean, those guys who just get inserted every day, right? So with Bluebaugh pitching tonight, a righty, right? You're going to likely see Young instead of Ibanez, right? And as soon as a lefty reliever comes in, then Ibanez comes in, right? Same thing with Colt Keith and Justin Henry Malloy. That's just how AJ Hinch manages, obviously, against his former team tonight. And sure, the Astros have gotten the better of them early in this series, but let's think about this from a logical perspective here, guys. What are the odds the Astros piece together 3 consecutive wins over the Tigers? We know the Tigers are a better team than them, but Houston has just had 2 good games to start the series. So what are the odds this happens in back-to-back games? And the pitching matchup tonight heavily favors Detroit, in my opinion, with Jackson Jobe. I'm not overly impressed with Bluebaugh yet, and think we're going to be okay. The reason the Tigers have lost these first 2 games in the series is because of the runs the Houston Astros have been able to put on the board. 8 in the first game, 6 in the second. I'm okay with this here for Jackson Jobe and the Tigers, and I'm personally surprised they're underdogs in this game. Plus 105 for Detroit, minus 125 for the Astros. Sign me up. Give me the Tigers as underdogs here in the final of this 3-game set in Houston, Texas. Going with Detroit money line here in AJ Bluebaugh's debut again at Minute Maid Park. To our third best bet of the video, we go to our second money line parlay. Our second money line play of the day on Amazon Prime. The New York Knicks continue this series in Baltimore against the Orioles. This is the rubber match. First game won by the Orioles, second game won by the Yankees, and now again we close out the series today. Yesterday was just, it felt like bullying, I'm not going to lie. Guys, how much longer are the Orioles going to, how much longer are they going to wheel Kyle Gibson out there? I'm serious. Like, I'm sure this hasn't happened yet, but I wouldn't be surprised. I'm recording this video at 3:30 in the morning. I wouldn't be surprised if Kyle Gibson was just, already DFA'd. Because at this point, what do you do with this guy? I'm serious. Like, what do you do with the dinosaur in Kyle Gibson? He's old. He gives up a bunch of runs. And it's just, what are we doing? It's one game. I understand it's one game. But it's like, what are the Orioles doing in general? And this was an overreaction because I think I'm already thinking Kyle Gibson's going to be Charlie Morton. So that's my fault there. But is it not? I'm just going to be honest. Guys, I don't know what the Orioles are doing. And I get it. Gibson's 37, Charlie Morton's 41. I understand that. But like, where's the youth movement here? Sagano's 35, and the Orioles just suck. The fans are mad. They're mad at ownership, the change in ownership, which has kind of just derailed them. Guys, remember just 2 years ago, the Baltimore Orioles were the number 1 seed in the American League. They were hosting the Texas Rangers. Ultimately, they lost that ALDS, and at the time, everyone thought it was the end of the world. The Rangers ended up to go on to win the World Series. The Orioles lose in the playoffs last year, and now here they are. They're 7 games under 500. We have a lot of baseball left to play. But you're pitching Kyle Gibson now, who ultimately, I watched that start. It was an embarrassment. I mean, guys, that game from the Yankees starts. It is 3 consecutive home runs from Grisham, Judge, and Rice, okay? Goldschmidt grounds out. Cody Bellinger then goes yard. Jazz Chisholm triples, and we'll get to Jazz in a second here. And they score 5 runs in the first inning. Kyle Gibson eventually goes 3 2/3, gives up 11 hits, 9 earned runs, and 2 walks. The Yankees finish the game with 15 runs and 19 hits. It does show what the Yankees can do to you, right? On paper, this Yankees team is nowhere near what they were last year, but then right now you're looking at the American League and you're saying, well, it's kind of just wide open. Compared to the National League, we've been over this before, but I'm going to say it really quickly one more time. The legitimate good teams in the American League are the Yankees, Tigers, and Guardians. I'm willing to put the Red Sox in there too. In the National League, you got the Mets, you got the Cubs, you got the Phillies, you got the Dodgers, you got the Giants, you got the Padres. There's so many good teams out there. And in the AL, it's just like, all right, it's kind of the Yankees to lose this point. I know injury and all, right? Garrett Cole out and whatnot. They lose Juan Soto. They lose Gleyber Torres. And look at them. They're still probably the best team in the American League. They're 18-12. Guys, this team's only 6 games over 500, and they have the best record in the American League, tied with the Tigers, who are also 18-12. So it just shows again how bad the American League is this season. But what are the Orioles doing? I don't understand. And no one in this pitching staff can throw the ball over the plate, or at least throw with any movement on their pitches, because it's just, Charlie Morton's throwing a cutter that's just ending up in the middle of the plate. Sorry, no, that was Kyle Gibson yesterday. Cutter, it's supposed to have some cut. It's not. It winds up in straight center of the plate. I don't know what to say about this team, and it doesn't get better today because Cade Povich is pitching. Great. I know, Carlos Carrasco's pitching for New York. He's washed, I understand that, but I think, Carrasco has shown some moments of brilliance so far this year. 2 starts where he's been really good. Sure, the other 3 he's been bad, but the Royals start, he goes 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 run. It's a home run. His last start against the Blue Jays, 5 innings, 3 hits, 0 runs. Carrasco's been good recently, right? Sure, you have a Rays start sandwiched in between where he went 4 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, but I don't know, man. The way things are just going for the Orioles, I'd expect him to dominate today. And Cade Povich, guys, this guy gets blasted, right? His ERA is 5, but it would really be 8 if the Nationals weren't incompetent against slow left-handed throwing pitching. Oh, Christopher Sanchez pitches today. We'll get to that in a second. Regardless, though, Povich is bad. don't let that Nationals start confuse you. I've seen so many times the Nationals just lay a massive egg against a bad left-handed pitcher. That's why today might be different, by the way, because Christopher Sanchez is a good left-handed pitcher. Again, we'll get to that in just literally like 30 seconds here. I'll wrap this. Povich, again, goes deep in the Nationals game. He goes 6 2/3, 1 run. Okay, that's unacceptable from the Nats. But regardless, though, Povich was god-awful to start the year. 7 runs in the Reds game, 4 runs on 12 hits against the Royals, right? He's been bad this year. You can't be bad against this Yankees lineup. They're going to dominate. Real quickly, Jazz Chisholm, I hope if you bet the over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI yesterday, I apologize. I hope you got voided because, my goodness, Jazz in his first at-bat triples, and immediately he comes out the game. Who pinch ran for him? Peraza. He scores immediately. It would have hit. That is so annoying. What's the worst beat we've had this year? It's either that or it's the White Sox plus 1.5 in Minnesota when the game got rained out and they were up 3-0 in the 7th inning, so the money line cashed, but the run line didn't. I don't know what's worse, the Jazz Chisholm play or the White Sox. They're both equally horrible. Anyways, though, in this game, we're going with the New York Yankees to win, minus 120 on the line. I think they go to Baltimore and pick up the W. Next up, we go to our Washington Nationals best bet of the day, Nats plus 1.5. Now, guys, it's late April, and I'm already just getting sick of watching Washington Nationals baseball. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to make this very clear. It's not like I'm going to stop watching. That's a lie. I'm not going to stop. I'm sick of it, but it's not like I'm going to stop watching, right? I look forward, unfortunately, to watching the Nationals every single day. I kid you not, yesterday was just God. That was one of the worst losses you can possibly take. Because Nats lose 7-6. I'll break this down really quickly for you. Okay. Nationals are down. They're down 3-0 right away. Kyle Schwarbert's a 2-run bomb. Sosa, it's a solo home run in the bottom of the second. Nats are down 3-0 for most of the game. They have back-to-back innings where they score runs. Luis Garcia, it's a home run. CJ Abrams doubles. Nats down 3-2. Okay. Top 8, 3-2 game. They have bases loaded, no outs. Josh Bell to the plate. He strikes out. I don't know what to say about Josh Bell, man. I like the guy as a human being. Great guy. I really respect him, but just what's going on? I know he got a hit early in the game, but what the hell are we doing? Dylan Cruz strikes out. We're just going to pretend we forget about that. Okay. And then Alex Call comes in the game. He strikes out as well. Just unbelievable. So I'm thinking game over, right? And then to, add, more to, insult to injury, the Phillies score in the bottom of the 8th. They scored 2 runs. It's 5-2. I'm thinking, okay, game over. Well, James Wood doubles to make it a 5-3 game. And the Nationals are down to their final strike, actually. They're down by 2 runs, runners on second on third. And Nathaniel Lowe goes yard. They're up 6-5. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to win this baseball game. What happens in the bottom of the 9th was some of the most frustrating things ever. I don't care. Kyle Finnegan, he was due for a blown save, I understand. Regardless, the Phillies got him on 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. I wouldn't say it was not that well hit of a ball into right field, deep enough likely to score a runner, but regardless, Dylan Cruz gets under it, he unleashes the cannon he has, and the ball ends up right in the glove of Kibe Ruiz, and he misses. It's not even like, oh my God, you couldn't ask for a better throw. Cruz beats, it was out. Oh my God, if Ruiz caught the ball, the game's over. If Ruiz catches the ball, the game is over. Cruz, we walk off of a Dylan Cruz snipe from right field. It's a 2-hopper, 2 to Ruiz. It's not like it's a short hop and, he has to adjust, he misses. No, it's a 2 long hop to Kibe Ruiz. It's on a line from Dylan Cruz. Who was it? It was Bohm, I think, was the runner. He was up by a mile. I think it was Bohm. Kibe misses the ball. And then Kibe proceeds to not block a Kyle Finnegan splitter, and Bryson Stott scores on a wild pitch and the Nationals lose. Again, I'm sick of watching Nationals baseball, and it's April. We're now 4 games under 500. I said going into the series, though, they just got to win 2 of 3. So, got to win today. I don't feel confident about tomorrow with Brad Lord versus Taijuan Walker. Now, I'll explain my plus 1.5 here, guys. Christopher Sanchez got injured in his last start. Surprisingly to a lot of people, and even to Phillies fans that I've been looking up on Twitter and whatnot, they're surprised he's starting. Came out the game against the Mets last Tuesday. He goes 2 innings, and he comes out the game in the 3rd. Yeah, that's bad. He's going to pitch exactly a week later. Or I guess a week and 1 day later. I don't know. Normally I'd be concerned if the Nationals are bad against left-handed pitching. Honestly, I don't know what to expect out of Christopher Sanchez. He literally just got hurt, and you're pushing it back for a national start? I'm just saying, the Nats might make you pay. Luis Garcia, by the way, hits a home run yesterday. Immediately gets pinch hit for. That's fine. Ahmed Rosario pulled a single on the left. That means no Louis today, though, because we're going to see the right-handed bats against Christopher Sanchez, which means Who's playing third base today? Oh no, Louis might play because Ahmed Rosario probably just goes to third instead of Jose Tena. Anyways, I'm going the Nats today plus 1.5. I think something that's getting understated, and I love betting on Jake Irvin games just because I think Jake Irvin's really good. The Nationals won their last game with Jake Irvin on the mound. The game that they beat the Mets, the walk-off, the Abrams walk-off on the wood hit. Jake Irvin's really good. 3.19 ERA, had a really rough start to the year, but I mean, his last start against the Mets was spectacular, man. 7 1/3, 5 hits, 1 run, continuing his dominance over the Mets like he did on the 4th of July last year. Irvin's been really good. The Nationals have won each of the last 3 starts, and Jake Irvin has pitched in. So I think plus 1.5 is a great value here. Again, I think the books are really underestimating Irvin, and I also think the books are just underestimating the Nats. Like, I get it, they lost yesterday, but they showed fight and they almost won that one. I am sick of the Davey Martinez phrase, let's keep the boys are battling, let's go 1-0 every day, because, I mean, that was the thing in 2019. But regardless, the Nats do actually fight. They stay in baseball games, and in Jake Irvin pitched games this year, the Nats have hit plus 1.5 4 out of 5 times. The only time they didn't was their first game with Jake Irvin against the Arizona Diamondbacks. I actually feel really good about this. Irvin is very underrated. Start of the year really rough, but his last 3 starts have been nothing short of spectacular. I'm going Nats plus 1.5. I would sprinkle in the money line too. Trust me, the Nats are not that far off the Phillies. Legitimately, they're not. I don't care they lost yesterday, and the Phillies have kind of owned the Nats the last couple of years. They kind of have, I'm not going to lie. But the Nats have been fielding uncompetitive teams. Trust me, guys, the Nationals are not that far off Philadelphia. I really don't believe so. I don't know where they're going to finish in the regular season, obviously in the standings at the end of the year. But I firmly believe the Nats are right there with the Phillies. I'm just going to be honest. Nats plus 1.5. I think they're going to make this close. I think they probably win. And then tomorrow we go for the series win with Brad Lord. But Taijuan Walker's due for just a blow-up start. So we'll wait on that tomorrow. I still have hope the Nats can win the series before they go on to, Cleveland next, I think? Cincinnati it is. That's a very winnable series as well. We'll get there when we get there. Let's get the win today, though, with Jake Irvin on the mound. Final bet of the night. I mean, it was so good, we're going to have to do it twice, right? Nerfy today with the Athletics and the Texas Rangers. We got it yesterday with Jacob deGrom on the mound. Today we are running it back with Luis Severino and Nathan Eovaldi. I quite like this, I'm going to be honest. There's a lot of runs scored yesterday in this game, right? Combined between the Rangers and the Athletics, there were 17 runs as the Rangers won that game 15-2. Today we get 2 fairly decent starting pitchers on the mound. Nathan Eovaldi with a 2.21 ERA. He's great. Severino has struggled a little bit, don't get me wrong, with a 3.49. But I think it's going to be good enough tonight. Again, due for some regression hitting-wise since yesterday's game. Let's just be honest. Again, 17 combined runs, and sure, 15 of those were scored by the Texas Rangers. And the A's, again, I guess are kind of due to, get it going with the bats. But Eovaldi is the better pitcher against the better lineup. I do believe that. For as great as Wyatt Langford is, as great as Josh Smith can be, Josh Young, I still believe the A's have a better lineup. I think they do. I just think yesterday, the pitching matchup easily, obviously favored Texas, because deGrom versus an opener in Lopez. We saw that one coming right out the jump, obviously. Anyways, I think Severino, who is technically the ace of this Athletics pitching staff, should be able to get the 3 outs with the Wyatt Langford, with the Josh Smith, with the Kyle Higashioka. Sure, Smith and Langford have been great, but the rest of the lineup is still struggling. I think we're okay there. And Eovaldi, I know the A's are good at the top of the lineup, but still, I like Eovaldi's stuff a lot. Again, 2.21 ERA, last start against the Giants, that's a decent lineup. He goes 6 innings, 3 hits, 0 runs. He will likely see a combination of Butler, Rook, or Soderstrom. Then if it gets past that, likely a Langeliers, a Blade, maybe even a Kurtz. Kurtz has been all right. But yeah, I'm okay with Eovaldi here. I think Eovaldi's got some really good stuff. Again, he is a little bit up there in age, 35, but Eovaldi continues to pitch very well at his age, and I think we're just able to get 6 outs early in this game. So let's get 3 from Severino, 3 for Nathan Eovaldi. We need a revenge game here of sorts from the A's. I mean, you lose 15-2. I mean, that's the type of fuel you need to propel yourself to victory, obviously. I mean, I don't know, what's better fuel than losing by 13 runs in a baseball game, right? I mean, I don't know what's better fuel than that. Maybe watching Sinners if you're Josh Allen. I don't know. I watched that yesterday. My goodness. That's something. I mean, I guess Josh Allen's a better man than I am. I couldn't go to the theater and watch that, I'm not gonna lie. Imagine showing up to the premiere and that's what you're watching. A good movie, not gonna lie, but dog. What do you even say if you're Josh Allen? With all due respect, what do you even say? The stuff I saw in that movie, I don't know, man. It is what it is, They're actors, I guess. Anyways. But yeah, we're going the nerf here with the A's and the Rangers. Something that needs to be noted, by the way, Nathan Eovaldi, lowest whip in all baseball right now, 0.71. Sorry, 0.74. I think that's pretty good, right? So base runners are going to be at a premium for them, for the A's. And then Severino, I think he's able to manage with the Rangers lineup. That should be due for some damn regression after scoring 15 yesterday at home. So that's the nerf view today. Second straight day for it. We get better odds this time around. Yesterday, the nerf view was minus 120. Now we get it at minus 115. Sign me up. Severino and Eovaldi. Let's get us 6 outs from Texas. Folks, thank you all for watching our MLB Best Bets here for April 30th. If you have not yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to comment. If you do disagree with any of the picks, we'll be back tomorrow for more daily MLB Best Bets, and later today for our NBA predictions as well. Folks, thank you all for watching, and Mamba forever.